Hello, 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 everybody. Yeah, yeah. Rock your body. Yeah, yeah. Everybody. Hola, people. Okay. Gotta add this, and then let's refresh that. All right, we are back, and we are going to discuss pricing. I'm also going to finish off two questions. Actually, you know what? I might save those for a different live video because they are very, very much so different. So I did write down the four questions that were on the last live video that I did, but one of the big ones, and I told her, I said in the live that I would not be able to address it because that one's kind of a loaded question, but I wanted to come back to do a session where we basically discuss pricing. And although this can apply to really any business, if you're someone that sells soaps, candles, keychains, artwork, I mean, whatever it is, my core audience pretty much deals with creative products and services and custom items, whether it's shirts, tumblers, yard signs, mugs. We're in grad season, so everyone's posting all their stuff for stoles, for fans, for like all these different things. So that is pretty much what I'm going to be speaking directly to. Like if you're in that type of industry, for pricing for those, and giving you guys some things to consider and to think about when you are pricing for those products. So that was a question that was posted on the quick fire live Q&A that I did, but I could not get into that one. So, well, at the time on that particular live video, but we're going to dive into it now. Excuse me. All right, so I got to go over here real quick and, where's my live video? Where is my live video? So hello, thank you guys for jumping on. We are going to talk money, 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 money. Oh, I'm moving too much and, it's very blurry. All right, hold on. There we go. Had to fix that real quick. I was about to do something. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I'm looking for this over here. There we go. So I can change my audience to public. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to share this out because last time I did not, I went live right to the groups, but this time I have to share it. So we're going to share this video out. Hold on. So just give me a moment to share. While we're waiting and while you guys are kind of on and waiting, who has issues with pricing? Who feels like they need assistance with their pricing? Like something, it's just not quite right, and you can use some guidance on how to properly and effectively price your products or services. Who does this apply to right now? All right, I'm waiting for my notification to pop up so that I can actually share this out, but it's not popping up. I am freezing, y'all. I was freezing yesterday. I mean, I'm sorry. I got to wear my big old Chicago Bulls because I am freezing. Will you consider doing some rolling trainings like how to make yard signs, banners? I've done those. I mean, it really isn't much to it, where it's like the design part is the most important part. As far as the training for that and how to do it, once you design it, it's simply printing it out and printing it out on printable uh, adhesive vinyl, and then putting it on your coroplast or your yard signs. For banners, I don't do banners from mine because I don't want to deal with like the banner stuff for that, and then folding it, putting the grommets on there. So I can never give you like a full hands-on experience and like training for banners because I don't do those. Whenever I have banners, I outsource them. On my Roland BN20, I do often make, I guess you can say, though, now I don't say I won't do vinyl banners, but I have put paper in there to where it's just basically a paper one. But as far as the vinyl ones with the grommets and things like that, I simply don't do those from my Roland. Everything else, it's pretty much just printing it out onto adhesive vinyl and then applying it to my coroplast or my foam board. And if I need to cut it out, I cut it out with an X-Acto knife. But that's really it. The core part of it for most people, I find that when they say they want to learn how to make these different things, it's not the practical part or the printing part or putting it together. It's the design part. And for the design part, I highly recommend that you get into my design classes. My foundations of designing classes is where you need to be at, because it's going to teach you to design, whether it is for a tumbler, a banner, a panel, an obituary, a stole, a graduation fan, whatever it is. You have to just understand the foundations of designing. So I don't use a paper for yard signs. I print to adhesive vinyl, printable adhesive vinyl. You have to use a true eco-solvent, solvent, or latex printer. You cannot use the converted ones to print to adhesive vinyl. Any solvent, eco-solvent, or latex printer. I personally use a Roland BN20, but there are several of those, like several different ones. They're not cheap printers. The cheapest one or the least expensive one is the Roland BN20, and that's going to start at $6,000. How to fix SVG PNGs in Silhouette to cut out something that you don't want or need. So this is not a general one like that. I've done general lives like that. My design classes is going to be where it's at. If you haven't taken the 30-day training, that's also going to help you with that, because it really depends on, how it's set up. Do you have to release compound path? Do you have to subtract something? Is it something that you can easily remove by just deleting edit points? So it just really depends on the image. But this is not a general Q&A. We are talking about pricing for your products. And I'm still waiting for my notification to come up. I literally don't have my notification to share this out. I'm still waiting on it. I'm hitting refresh and I still don't see it. Yeah. Okay, that's why I went to my StreamYard to see if I am streaming to it and I don't see it. So let's see. I'm just starting, so I need assistance. I never charge enough. Me, definitely. This applies to me somewhat, I guess, at pricing when I should have a pricing chart. So I do when it comes to vinyl. Okay, thank you for tagging Victoria Crump to join the live video. I appreciate it. I'm saying, I'm trying to get to, no, canceled, wrong one. This won't let me be great. It won't let me share it. It's not even giving me a notification that I'm live right now so that I can share it out. Yeah, it's still not giving me my own notification. Oh, Facebook is, and it's 2:00 too. And it's like, I've come to realize that Facebook acts like I'm not supposed to be live at this time of day, because my distribution always is kind of all over the place when it comes to me doing videos around this time. And If I'm not seeing my own notification, that means that it has not sent it out to others either. So, yeah, that's no cool. That's not cool. I'm going to try and open up a whole new window. So while I'm waiting to share this out, hold on, 365 CA, pricing for profit seminar. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, see? Okay. Ooh, so someone liked the video, but I think that is the wrong one. I think that's the one that's on Shaquille Lavelle. Yep. And not okay. Let me turn this off. Shaquille Lavelle and not over on my business page. I need the one from my business page, but it won't come up. So I was going to ask you that I have the 30-day one. Guys, some of you guys have it and you purchased it and you are not going through it just because it's no longer live and you don't have it's a schedule to go to the lives. You can create your own schedule. You have to hold yourself accountable for that and set a time, put it on your calendar every single day. I will tell you, when I did it live, literally this time last year, we will be on day 14 right now because that's when we did it. If you want to set your alarm and you're going to go in and watch that video starting at 11 a.m. or 12 p.m., but you have to be disciplined in actually doing the trainings and not pushing it off just because it's not an actual live session that you are attending right now. You have to still go in and take it step by step, day by day, and go through the lessons to fully understand all of the tools and functions. And yes, I have pricing issues as well. I don't know if you'll hit on this now, but I'm about to do my first outsource and I have no idea about how to price that. Meaning you are going to be the person that is outsourcing to someone. So you are going to do the prints for someone, or you are about to order prints from an outside vendor. This so sucks. I can't share it out. I'm going to have to just share it out from Shaquille Lavelle because my business page is not popping up. So we're just going to share it out from here because it's not being very nice. It's not playing nice. So and now I can't even see my share button. Jesus. All right, let's just go ahead and share this out. Share now. I must admit, I'm guilty of not finishing the course. Why? Then you guys cannot ask me about designing if you already. It's like we can't move on to designing. To get these designs are just going to wow your customers. And if you want to be able to create them yourself and put them together yourself and not always have to rely on buying completed designs and completed templates, you have to go through it. I'm telling you, it will really help you understand YouTube videos a whole lot more when you have someone going through it and it just seems like a foreign language to you. You're like, what the heck are they talking about? What are they clicking on? You feel like it's harder for you to follow their mouse because you don't even know where these tools are at. And by the time you figure out where the tool is, they've moved on 5 steps. And so you then have to go back. But if you take my 30-day training, you are going to be able to identify where those tools are, like where those icons are. So if they say group, boom, you're already going to know what to do, whether it's the keyboard shortcut, if it's to right click to group, you are going to know just by them saying group. But you have to familiarize yourself with the software first. You're talking to me. I have to be more disciplined. And I mean, you have to have that. I mean, if you can't be disciplined in your training, how are you going to be disciplined in how you run your business, right? So if you can't be disciplined in in doing what you need for your business, as far as taking the trainings and applying them and just educating yourself, when it comes to this pricing thing, right? You're not going to be disciplined on that. You're going to know what you need to make a profit, um what you need to make a profit, but then you're not going to stick to it. You're not going to be disciplined with it. You're not going to stick to it. You're going to go and give someone any random pricing. You're going to pull numbers out of the air. You're going to allow people to nickel and dime you. You're going to want to give all the discounts out of this world, because you are not going to be disciplined to stick to the plan so that your business can make a profit. So discipline in just something as simple as following through with your classes is going to help you stay disciplined when it comes to your pricing. She said, stop picking on me. All right, hold on. Let me go ahead and share this to a group. Share this to my group. All right. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to try multitask and do my intro, my official intro. Actually, hold on one second. I did the first one. She says, "Yep, you are preaching to the crowd." Hello, Candy Treats. How are you? Thank you for joining the live broadcast. Make sure you guys go ahead and double tap that screen. Hello, Lisa. How are you? So let's go. Oh my God, you're all over me. Everything you said has hit me. Oh, snap. Okay, let's go. More options. Stretch group. All right, so I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. I am your resident creative business, or for lack of better terminology, because of the algorithm and how you guys like to process it, don't understand why you guys still call it a craft business. I don't, to me, those two just don't mix. It's like an oxymoron. Craft and business just doesn't mix in my world. Okay. But I'm here to help other creative or crafty entrepreneurs with understanding pretty much all aspects of your, when I say all, a large chunk of your business, from designing, knowing what methods is going to be best for you, what machines and equipment that you're going to need, understanding your printers, understanding design software such as Silhouette Studio, Adobe Photoshop, and Adobe Illustrator. There are other programs out there. I just don't really utilize them like that. So if you are someone who really, really wants to learn Affinity, I can't really help you with the ins and outs of Affinity. However, my design courses and my design trainings and the foundations of what it means and what it takes to create a design is universal to any software. And you just have to understand the fundamentals of it and then apply it to the software that you're using. You may have to take someone else's course for them to break down at least the tools of knowing like what, the version of like what the equivalent of subtract or unite or weld, clipping, mask, and things like that. You'll have to get a training on that program. But if you're wanting to learn design and truly be able to create your own designs and not just operate from somebody else's templates, and you're just plugging and playing with someone's name or their picture, and you're really producing someone else's vision, what's going to make it to where you can demand top dollar is when you have your own voice in how you design. It is your vision. Right now, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I can tell exactly where a lot of you guys got your templates from. I have a lot of people who do this. So that's pretty much what my timeline is. And I literally see, you guys didn't even attempt to switch up the mock-up. All of your mock-ups look exactly the same. So it's going to get, if you are with other people who are in your area and your mock-ups look damn near the same, they may have wanted to purchase with you, right? And they have this image of this mock-up in their head. And let's say now they weren't ready to purchase when they saw yours. They're going to see another mock-up, even if it's in different colors. They're going to see that, oh yeah, I was supposed to order from her. I was going to order from him. They're going to click on it, and they're really ordering from someone else because y'all aren't even switching up the way the mock-ups look. It's like you are copying everything verbatim, and you're not setting yourself apart. When I teach you to design, I teach you how to find your own voice, your own style, and you're going to be able to create the same things, but that are unique to you, so that when someone sees it, it's not going to be brand confusion, whether or not it's yours or someone else's. Make sense? All right. So let me, I don't even know if I put this over here yet, but we're going to do this. I forgot to do at everyone. Hold on. At everyone. Copy. Post. Let's go. More options. But anywho, I was going through my spiel. But I teach you guys how to use Silhouette Studio. So we're the home of Silhouaholics Anonymous. That is my online platform where I teach you guys how to use and master Silhouette Studio, which is a standalone graphic designing software that is ideal for beginners because it allows you just to kind of get your feet wet when it comes to designing and not have to spend money on more robust programs or ones that you have to pay for monthly or have like just a really a higher purchase price. So it just allows you to really get your feet wet. We're also the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry sublimation paper that changed the game. I dared to be different and challenge what was the norm of 400 degrees for 60 seconds. And you can get bright, vibrant colors and you can get full release at just 365 degrees and as fast as 365 degrees as fast as 30 seconds, depending on your heat press. For some, it might be like 40 seconds, 45 seconds. But I've gone as low as 319 degrees and still had amazing prints and amazing results with sublimation. So definitely check out our website for our products. All orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time go out the same day. It is currently 2:29 here on the East Coast. So if you would like to go ahead and open in a separate browser or go on your computer and place your order, it can actually go out with today's orders. You got 30 minutes to get your orders in for them to go out today. All right. And be guaranteed to get them this week because for most places, like it'll be like 3 days. So we're at Tuesday. So if you order today, you'll get it before the weekend and you can play all weekend long, depending on where you are located. All right. So let's go to here. All right, I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm sorry. I gotta share. All right, all shared out. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's see. Hello, everyone. This applies to me. Okay, so I guess I think I read that one. I don't fully understand how to price the materials that I'm using in a project, such as sublimation or vinyl. So big facts. I watched a video a day and then practiced the next day. It's a good one. Watch and then practice. Thank you for checking in. All right. I have a pay hobby for friends and family, but we still want to be able to make money off of it so that we can continue to buy supplies. I got the Cameo 4 and I'm so nervous. Don't be nervous. I'm trying my best to find my own voice when it comes to designing. I tried 365 and it worked. Yes, it does work. I've even done it with the Cricut Easy Press. So thank you so much for liking the video. All right. Where do I sign up for the class? For which one? For the 30-day training one? So, well, it depends on which class you are wanting to take. So we have the 30-day training that's going to break it up. All of our classes, you can find all of our classes on shop.hsink365.com, shop.hsink365.com. You're going to find all of our classes there. So the 30-day training breaks down the tools and functions. And then we have the foundations of designing, which is currently going on. We have a session this coming Thursday, and then the Photoshop one is on Wednesdays, and that is every Wednesday. So you can check out our website to get all of that information. Did I go past? Good afternoon or incredible afternoon. Okay, so I'm not sure if you saw my response, but I'm going to be ordering luggage covers from a vendor for a customer. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's talk about pricing. Now, this is going to be a quick look. And if you are someone that, hey, if I get just a little bit of information, I can figure it out for myself, right? This may be all that you need, because I'm going to give you some direction on what steps you can take to determine what's going to be the best pricing structure for you, because it's not a one size fit all. If you are someone who needs or who would like it broken down, you want to be able to ask questions in real time. You want to be able to have, to be able to really break it down, get a look at like different sites and the different pricing, and just really have all of the math broken down. This Saturday, I'm going to have a pricing for profit seminar. Via Zoom. So it's going to be a live training. It is going to be at a minimum 3 hours, because we are going to go through, really go into detail, the different pricing structures. And you may move from one structure to the next as you're growing your business. I saw someone say, I'm just doing this as a hobby. So how you might choose to price is going to be different from someone else's, which is why I always say pricing is not kind of black and white. It really depends on your structure, what your goals are. If you're running a business and you have to consider your business overhead. So we're having the pricing seminar. And I wanted to say this in the beginning. If you are someone who is already in the Creative Business Program, this link will be added to your dashboard. Do not purchase it if you are already enrolled in the Creative Business Program. Do not purchase if you are already in the 3-month Creative Business Program. But for everyone else, this gives you an opportunity to attend one of my live classes and get a better understanding of pricing. It's a small investment, because you'll be able to learn how to price to where this is going to be a drop in the bucket. I'm always very reasonable price. It's $53.65. So $53.65 is the cost to attend this weekend's pricing for profit seminar. It is going to be at a minimum 3 hours. So make time for that. Clear your schedule. Send the kids to grandma's house. Send them with their, tell them, hey, go out with dad, go out with mom. If it's a guy that's watching, you want to be able to take it. Send them with their TT, their uncle, somebody. Clear the house if you can. If you want to attend live, if you have orders and stuff like that, I understand you still have to kind of do that. But it's best if you can be attentive, come with your notepad to be able to really understand what's going to be the best structure for you. Like, it really, really broken down where you can really ask questions in real time, and, maybe even ask questions based off of your business. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and post that, but it's on the website under current and upcoming classes. But I did just post the link there. So of course, every last one of I've never held a class that's not recorded. Every last one of my classes is recorded. So you can always, of course, if you can't attend it, you can always still enroll and you can get the live recording of it. You can get the playback of it and just kind of go from there. On the website, if you're going to just pay for it straight out, it's $53.65. If you are going to use something such as Sezzle on our website, you have to choose the buy now, pay later option, which it covers, it's an additional cost because you're using the buy now, pay later option. If you sign up for it, our staff sees that you use that, but you paid the one-time fee, we will refund you and you won't have access to the session. So if you're going to use Sezzle, please make sure that you're using the buy now, pay later option on the website. So pricing, right? We're ready to get into this. There are several factors that will affect how you price. One, are you a business that has overhead? Or are you someone who this is just a way, like it's a hobby that I want to make some money off of, and I want to just make a little bit of mad money. I'm just doing this to supplement income. I have a full-time job. Hell, you may have a full-time job and a part-time job. And what you're doing creatively is just to supplement it. Maybe you are someone where you do this not necessarily as a business, but you might do your creations to take care of a certain bill. I've always said before that when I first got started, my husband was working outside of the home. He worked at American Airlines Arena, making damn good money, and a lot of things that I did was to go towards fun stuff, right? It was whether it's for a vacation. One of the things that I went into it was when I had children wanting to be able to save for their after high school fun. So I don't necessarily call it a college fund because I would never force my kids to go to college if that's not what they desire. I didn't, I went to the military, then I decided to start my own business. So whatever their dreams and their desires are after high school, we have, I wanted to create an after high school fund to be able to help them with whatever their desires are. So maybe you are pricing to be able to do that, and you're trying to figure out how much money you need to make every month to make that happen. To be able to put, which I would recommend if you're going to do it, you have their after high school fund. You can either do it for that or plan for their future, put it in a Roth account. Like there's so many different things that you can do with these funds. Just depends on what is that you want to do with the money. What are your goals, right? So if you are someone like the young lady said, and it's like, okay, it's a hobby for me. It's mainly friends and family, but I'm not trying to foot the whole bill. I want them to pay for something. Then it's just a matter. It can be, if you're donating, or giving your time for free with creating these items. You can do it that way, and you are just going to calculate what the material is plus accounting for wastage, or if you make any mistakes, you want to account for that. So you'll price a certain way for that. If you are in business and you have identified what your business overhead is, and everybody's overhead is different. Someone like me, where I have business expenses outside of my home, so it is somewhere separate where I'm paying utilities, where I'm paying rent for it. I have a storage unit where we keep a certain amount of ink and paper here, to where we just don't have a lot of inventory here because it makes it a little bit more manageable. And we have a large storage unit where everything else is stored. So I have to pay rent on that particular storage unit. I also have separate insurance on that storage unit. So this is now another business expense. What is your overhead, right? So are you conducting your business where you have a website? Do you desire to have a website? So you may want to start, if you plan to have a website within the next couple of months to a year, you may want to already kind of have your pricing structure set up to where you are accounting for these overheads. Then there is like overheads, like I said, business insurance. Do you have anyone helping you? Do you want to pay staff? If you have children and they're going to help you, you want to pay them as, they're going to put all your stuff and they're going to market. Like you can hire them within your business. You have, your business structure set up. You can hire them. Do you want to pay them? Do you want to pay any type of staff? Do you have to contract help and get last minute help and pay them? You see how like there's so many factors. It's not black and white. Everyone's business is set up. Is it just you? Are you doing everything for the business? Are you someone that has a lot of business overhead because you subscribe to the notion that you have to have packing peanuts, paper shreds? You have a business, you put in 3 or 4 business cards, you put in a thank you card, you put in a care card, you're putting candy, you're putting this, that, and the third. You have this fancy box, you have branded tape. All of these things become a part of how you price, because that the money to pay for these things has to come from somewhere. How detailed, how much are you putting into your business? Other overhead is, are you someone that has a Creative Fabrica subscription? If not, click on my link in my bio in the description and, go ahead and sign up for Creative Fabrica. I have, for like resources, I have subscriptions to Creative Fabrica. I have Vector Stock. I had Vectees. I still, even though I have Photoshop, I pay for remove.bg. I like word cloud stuff. So I go and I purchased either packages or monthly subscriptions to Word Cloud. I'm streaming right now on StreamYard, so that is an expense. Like I have a lot of business expenses. So if you're going to really price based off of your business structure, one of the first things that you're going to have to do is determine what your business overhead is. Most of you guys don't know the numbers for your business. You don't know them at all. So as you are pricing things out and you're selling stuff, it's like, man, I had all these orders. Where in the hell did the money go? The money went to your business expenses, to where there was no money left for you yourself to go into your personal bank account to take care of your personal needs, to save for vacations, or to pay your light bill, or pay your phone bill, pay your car note, pay your insurance, because you basically only price enough to cover your basic business bills, right? So how detailed is your business? How much overhead do you have? It's something that you have to determine. Then it is, what's also going to affect it is, how much time do you really have? Are you someone that has a job, a part-time job? You are a parent to younger children that you have a lot of obligations to, as far as sports or education things. Like my niece, she's on the debate team. So, with her dad and stuff like that, they still have to be able to attend these tournaments and like these debate matches and stuff like that. Like there's a lot, like it doesn't have to be just sports. So if you have a child that's active in certain things and you have to go to them, what if you are someone that's active in your church, active in community things? How much time do you actually have to work on your business? Is it just you? So once you determine how much time you have, that's going to determine how many items you can make per week. And then from there, it is going to help you determine, okay, if I have a goal of this, can I price this way? And who I'm marketing to is going to want to pay it. Then there's the other part of how you price. Who in the heck are you marketing to? If a lot of the people and the majority of the people that you are marketing to are penny pitchers, they are living paycheck to paycheck. They're not going to find value. And yes, it might take all of this work to do it, but to them, it's like, look, I'm struggling to make ends meet. Yeah, I need me a shirt. I just barely got enough money, or maybe somebody gave me tickets to go to Jazz in the Garden just past, here. Maybe somebody else is footing the bill for me to go see Beyonce, but I want me a raw shirt, or I need me a blinged out hat. I need me some blinged out shoes or whatever. So some people look at, oh, well, you're going to the Beyonce concert. You got to have money. No, these tickets are given to me. Maybe they won them on a radio, like on the radio or something, but they still want something nice to wear. But it's like, look, I ain't got them kind of coins to be paying you $50 just for a shirt to go see Beyonce. Hell, if I didn't win these tickets, I wouldn't be going to go see no dang on Beyonce. So you never know. Like, they might still be somebody who lives paycheck to paycheck. They're very frugal. They stingy. They're not trying to give up any money. You have some people they're just not going to see the value in what it is that you're doing. Then you have others who you're marketing to them. They are impulse buyers. They're just going to go and like, hey, I see it. I like it. I want it. I buy it. Like, that's just their mentality. You have some people who have disposable income. They have money where they can go and spend on things that they want versus only spending money on things that they need. So who are you actually selling to? That is another part of how you price. So as you can see, it's a lot. So now my question to you is, how many of you thought about all of these factors when it comes to pricing? Who thought about all of these factors when it comes to how you price? And do you now see why you're not making money? She says, no, ma'am, did not. Thank you so much, Z, for all of the likes. And thank you guys for sharing. I see 2 shares over there. If you just click the share button and you hit copy link, it does still help the algorithm. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Do you hear me over here? Or am I gone? Because I don't see any comments over here. Can y'all still hear me over here? Or maybe there's a major delay in what I said, because I see I'm always coming up short. Okay. Did I step on some toes? I got you thinking now. You're afraid to answer. It's like, is the professor exposing you right now and you are afraid to answer? Is that what it is? Y'all are being exposed. I think that's what it is. I really think that's what it is, because now y'all don't got quiet on me. I just dropped a whole lot on you that might help you identify why you're not making money, because you haven't considered these factors when pricing, and y'all don't got quiet. My husband is like, if this is going to be an encouragement ministry, let me know now. What does he mean by encouragement ministry? She say, you stay stepping on toes. All right. So y'all just want to hear a good word. So to me, no one's commenting. I'm going to be talking to a select few people. There, for some of you guys, it's going to be, like she said, it's going to be just an encouragement one. And that's all it's going to be, is just encouragement. Y'all aren't going to take any action, because if you can't even just kind of respond back, hey, do you hear me? Am I speaking to you? Does this make sense to you? This live is just going to be, you probably just need entertainment right now. You're not really looking for actual help. So let's just get into it. I'm just going to breeze through it. I'm going to save it for the ones who will attend on Saturday. So by you paying $53.65 to attend on Saturday, I know that you're going to be serious and you're going to apply these things to figure out how to determine the best pricing structure for you. So let's say you just have a hobby, right? Most people will tell, I've seen it, they'll say, take the materials times, what do they say? I think it's like materials times 3 is wholesale. Material times 4 or double that is retail. If you are using a method of not accounting for any of your business expenses, you cannot sell wholesale. Like if you were using that method, no way in heck for custom things can that be wholesale unless you were doing something that was ready to ship. And see, that's the other part about pricing as well, is how I price for our ink and our paper, our heat tape is different than how I'm going to price for something that I am actually doing hands-on work for. They're different, right? The seminar on Saturday is at 1 p. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be prepared to be on for a minimum of 3 hours. She's like, I'm not showing my husband this video. Giving things away and not getting paid what I spent on time designing and then giving it away. All right. So, okay. So I don't really do the whole times through, kind of, sort of, but not really. Here's going to be the first thing, right? One of the things that most of you guys don't do is break down your supplies. There are things that you can break down per item, and then some things are going to be kind of a monthly expense. When it comes to summation paper and ink, paper, because of how many sheets that are in there, you can really break that down per sheet. That's something that's really, really easy to do. Ink can be a little bit different because of the way that it prints out. So ink is not necessarily something that I break down per order or per print, because there is no software that's telling you that. Like my Roland, it will tell you for this design, you are using this many cc's of ink. And so I can then do the math and I can break it down and say, okay, for this one, it is going to cost me basically 25, 50 cents, $1 in ink. And then I'll have to break down the vinyl. So the first part of it, ready? First part of it is really breaking down the raw cost of your material. So let's just take a pack of Honestly Speaking summation paper. I'm going to do 8.5 by 14 because that is the size of whether you have a small format printer or if you have a large format printer, you can use 8.5 by 14. So our 8.5 by 14 paper is $23.65. $23.65 for 100 sheets of 8.5 by 14 inch paper. Okay. If you're in South Florida or if you're in Florida, you're going to pay around like 7 to 8. So I'm going to leave it at 7%. You have to think about your taxes, and certain states we do collect taxes on. I forget what the taxes are. So whatever the taxes are in your area, even if our site doesn't necessarily charge you taxes yet, just account for it. Because if you ever get to a point where taxes are being taken, like you have to pay taxes, you've already accounted for it. So that is one of the other, like, I guess you can say bonus gems, is wherever you are ordering from, even if you don't pay taxes on it, you have your business set up, you have your resale certificate, put the taxes in your calculations. Put the taxes in your calculations. Okay. Then you're going to put in your freight or shipping, right? So let's say on average, we're going to go $23.65 times 1.07 for Florida. So the raw cost before shipping would be $25.31 because it says 25.355. So let's just say $25.31. Okay. On average, if it's just a single pack of paper, the cheapest that it would be shipping it through USPS Priority Mail, we're just going to say about $9, right? So plus $9. So that is $34.31. You're going to divide that by the number of sheets. That means that every single sheet of that 8.5 by 14-inch paper is 34 cents. Every last one of them. So if you're doing something and it's just that print that's on there, you are going to account for that print. We're talking about raw costs. So that's 34 cents. Then it's going to be your shirt. Where are you getting your shirts from? How are you buying your shirts? Even though I buy most times my shirts in bulk, I am at a point now where I prefer to buy shirts by the case. So it's going to save me a little bit more. But quick free gem, when I am pricing, I price based off of the retail. Well, I'm not gonna say, I guess it is still retail. Even if you get it through Jiffy, like what if I were to buy just one, what would that cost be? Another free gem, right? If you don't, this one, you don't even have to pay for $3.65 for it. A lot of people say don't go to Jiffy. But for pricing purposes, even if you are going to go through your Sam Mars, your Alfred Brothers, like places where you get a slight discount, whatever is the most expensive place that you would have to get a shirt from, not like a retail store like Walmart or Michael's or anything like that, but like a actual wholesale type site. So whether it's Jiffy, if it's Aviva, if it's Shirt Bargain, whoever it is, wherever the most expensive place that you would normally get your shirts from, that is what you base your prices on. Because what if that place where you can get it for cheap is sold out, and you have to go to the most expensive place? If you price based off of the cheapest place that you can get it from, because you're in your mind, where's the cheapest place I can go? And you just think about that and you're pricing on that. What happens when it's not available there and you have to pay more? You automatically cut into your profits. Automatically. Okay. So you should be researching not one, not two, not three, at least 4 to 5 places where you can get your supplies from. And wherever the most expensive place is, that is what you base your price off of. That's a free gem for you. Okay. So you're going to break down how much that paper is, how much that blank or that substrate is, including the shipping prices and taxes. Okay. And anything else that you would need. So you have, like, let's say to do a shirt or even to do like a keychain, there is the paper, there is the keychain, there is the butcher paper. If you're going to use tape, all these, there's the ink, all these things play a factor, right? And we can't really determine how much tape how many strips of tape. Some of you guys just go and take this whole long strip. Some of us have the dispenser and we can kind of figure out like how many strips it would be. Like, nobody got time for that. It's going to take work on your part. As a business owner, you should know how much you are spending. You should have a budget for your business. All right, I want to be able to order tape every month. If you think you're going to need to go through tape every single month, you should be budgeting for that. If you want to buy tape in bulk, hey, speaking of which, we do have a bundle that offers you all the sizes. And when you have multiple sizes, it makes it so you don't have to order tape as much because you're going to use the right size tape for the job. You're doing tumblers. You get the small, thin one, you're going to be putting all these strips on it. But if you get the 1-inch one, it's only a few strips, so you're saving on it. Definitely consider looking at our bundle of tape we have from 1/2 inch all the way to 6 inches. But you should have a budget set up. Are you buying it monthly? If you are somebody that's buying your supplies on the fly, and that can be you're doing that now, and you haven't budgeted out for what you can buy, that's also going to be very important for you managing your money and making sure that you can actually see your profits. Setting a budget for yourself, setting a plan, and setting up like how frequently you order certain things, right? So your tape, your butcher paper, your ink should be based off of how often you have to purchase it. And that kind of just, you just kind of break it up. Like, you're going to have to monitor. This is to really, really be effective in how you price. You're going to have to take the time to really monitor and write stuff down. How many orders did you get through before you ran out of that tape? How many, how many orders you get through before you before you had to refill your cartridge? How many prints? How long is that bottle of ink lasting you? If you're really, really going through this, right? You may have to reevaluate that. Maybe starting out, you're not really printing that much. And 3 months from now, you're probably going through a bottle of ink, every month. So it's going to take you constantly reevaluating and reassessing how you're going through your supplies. But let's just say overall, for the miscellaneous things that we would need to even do a shirt. One thing about my Honesty Speaking paper is you ain't got to use all that tape. You ain't got to use all that butcher paper. You don't need no lint brush. What else do we eliminate? We eliminate a lot of the extra stuff you're going to need. So just simply buying this paper is already going to save you. You're going to calculate as if you needed to use those, but then you're using a product where you don't. So that instantly becomes profit because you accounted for something that you're not going to utilize all the time. So let's just say $2, right? It's not going to be that much, but let's just say that it is $2 worth of miscellaneous things to get this done, right? So we're at 34 cents for the paper. We're going to be at, let's just say, $5 for a shirt and $2 for all of the other miscellaneous items. So just to produce it in supplies is $7.34, right? Right? We're at $7.34. What else do you need in order to do this? You need a heat press. Oh, y'all can't see it, but you need a heat press. She says, girl, my head is hurting already. That is the problem. You guys don't want to really take all this in because you feel like it's going to make your head spin. You're looking for an easy way. I just want to know, what do I price this at? You're going to have a bunch of people go to Etsy. That's like the blind leading the blind. Half the folks on Etsy forget that they got a fee every time the order is placed, and they're wondering where all their money went to because Etsy got it all. They don't know that there's a difference between your Etsy fee and your credit card processing fee. Two different things. They will eat into how much money Etsy actually deposits back to you because I don't want to think about this. It's going to make my head hurt. But this is what it takes to be effective in your pricing. So we're at $7. Like I said, you got a heat press. One, you have to think, are you thinking about the maintenance of it? How many of you have had not so great equipment and you've experienced your heat press shutting down on you? How many of you have experienced your heat press shutting down, or maybe even your cutting machine breaking down on you, and you now have to figure out how to get another one? You haven't thought about having the money to replace the machine or being able to get one quickly, right? You have to think about that. Anyone that's taken any of my creative business, they know that that thing right there is an employee. My heat press is an employee. It has to get paid. It's doing work. So if you want to go that deep into it, I'm going to go that deep because I got to think about overall profit. So every time this closes, you will attach a dollar amount to it to pay your heat press machine. I'll call it heat press machine, to pay your heat press. That's a factor, right? Because you need that. There's electricity. That's a factor. This goes back into your business overhead. If you are someone that doesn't have a separate electricity bill, you're in your home, you know that you can file portions of that when it comes to your taxes. So looking at your bill, and knowing how often you're utilizing your electricity for your business and kind of taking a portion of that and then putting that towards how many orders you can do. Like these are all factors if you're really like if you're on that business side. But if it's just a hobby, you're going to take that 734. I still recommend that you take you apply a dollar amount to pay your heat press, and that's going to give you what it takes to really produce it. Then it's the time, right? Well, let's say time. Whether or not you are spending time fully designing it yourself, or if you're just going to purchase a design and you're going to use that same design over and over and over again as is. That's a totally different thing. Sidebar. Are you guys looking to price to wear every single shirt? Let's just say not saying vinyl, sublimation, da da da. Let's say you only do sublimation shirts. That's all you do is sublimation shirts, right? Do you have the mindset that every shirt is supposed to be the same price? If you do, then that's where you're also going to lose money, because if you purchase a file for $2, but you are able to produce 200 shirts from that one file, if you end up doing the math, that only adds a couple of cents per shirt. But if you had to physically go in and design it, that's taking up time, right? And you have to get all these elements. So these are all things that play a part. It is not black and white. It is not this plug these numbers in and you have the price of your product. Each shirt is going to be different. Each item, if it's a keychain, unless you are making something like soaps and it's kind of a batch and you go and break them up, like they're ready to ship and everything is uniform the same. When it comes to making your candles, they're all the same. That's totally different than what you're doing. You're creating a shirt. It is important to understand, what is your business structure? What is it that you're doing? Are you doing everything custom and you're creating something new and special for every single person? Are you buying a lot of files? Are you doing things where it's like, okay, I have a brand of things. I just wanted to say Incredible. I'm going to sell a line of shirts and a line of clothing that just says Incredible Vibes, and it's going to have my little logo on it. I'm mass producing those. I'm producing it in bulk. My pricing is going to be different for that. What is your structure for your business? So, someone says you need 2 or 3 printers. She's laughing at me. So you have, again, these are all factors in how you price. So, simple way, we have all of those things. Now, what are you going to pay yourself, right? Because that has nothing to do with you. Like all the supplies, that has to be paid no matter what to produce it. We haven't talked about the markup of it because we have to think about mistakes or things breaking and stuff like that. You have to account for that. But now let's talk about you. What do you get paid, right? It's based off of your experience. I know. But it took me so long to do it. I had to sit here forever. I'm figuring this out. I kept messing up on the design. Are your customers supposed to pay for the fact that you are not experienced, that you don't know how to design something that would take someone who is experienced 20 minutes to design? Because we know exactly how to set up, where to click at. It'll take, technically, if you do everything in order, it will take, even if it can have a bunch of steps to it, it might take 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But because you don't know what you're doing, it's going to take you 2 hours. And you're thinking, oh, I didn't get paid. I'm one where, I'm sorry, your customers should not pay for your lack of experience. In everything else in the world, the more experience you have and the fact that you can get it done faster, that is what warrants top dollar, because you are now an expert at what you do. So if you are somebody that's starting out, you go to any other job, there is a starting wage. there, and then when you get up to supervisor, you get up to manager, you get up to director, that, you start here. And as you move up the corporate ladder, your salary and your wages change. It is no different in your business. So if you know that you are a beginner designer or just a beginner at creating this, I see so many people, they'll press a vinyl shirt and then they're wondering, well, my customer said they washed it and the vinyl fell off, because you didn't know what you were doing. But you wanted top dollar to say, you wanted to get paid the same amount. You're asking someone how much you charge for a shirt. So if I say I charge $40, but it's coming with, 20 years of experience, you're just starting off and you're wanting to charge $40. You charge $40 for this shirt, and then all the vinyl comes off or it washes out because you used the wrong type of sublimation, like the wrong type of shirt. It wasn't a high count polyester. Your customer's looking at you like, why in the hell did I just pay you $40 and this crap is falling apart? When it comes to what you use for bling tumblers, are you using a really great glue? Are you taking your time and how you're doing it, how you push, or you're brand new and you kind of throw it on there and the stones fall off? You can't charge $200, $300 for a tumbler with all this, and you're just starting out and your stuff is going to fall out. You haven't worked out your processes. So you have to be honest with yourself and set a beginner salary, a beginner wage. It might be minimum wage. If you go to McDonald's in Miami, even somebody who's making fries, they start off at $13 an hour. You may want to apply that and say at least $13 an hour. So if it takes you, how many shirts you can get done in an hour, you divide that, you'll have that per shirt. Or you can go and say, well, I want to make that per shirt, whether it takes me an hour, if it takes me 2 seconds. I want to make $13 on this shirt. I cannot tell you in this live now, you attend the seminar, I'll be able to help you figure out where your minimum pricing should be. And you can have something. I have several tasks. I have a tier. I break mine up in tiers. So certain tier 1 tasks, and like they're really mindless, like something easy to do, I will have a lower fee for myself attached to that. And something that is a little bit more detailed, hey, now you paying me damn near like a director in how I price that. So you have to know, based off your experience, what should you be paying yourself based on, going from minimum wage or from an entry level, and then a supervisor, a manager, a director level. You have to be honest with yourself about that. So you're going to factor that in. And some people will say that is well, how much do you want to make per item? So if it was $7 for all of it, you don't ever have any mess ups. You can have the $7 and then, your price for your file, and then what is it that you want to make, right? So I want to make $15 a shirt. All right. So, hey, you want to make $15 a shirt. That's what you're saying. That's for you. That's going to go to your bank account. 15 plus 7.35 plus, what was the other thing I did? Okay. So we're going to go. So let's say that's $25. But in that, you have taken care of the shirt, well, the stuff to make the shirt, and you have paid yourself. If you're just concerned about making money, you would probably price this, let's round it up and say $25. But what you have not accounted for was being able to, this time around, I purchased one shirt. I might want to double that up. So I have the inventory in-house already. I want to be able to have more inventory on hand and be able to buy that inventory upfront at a better price so that I can profit more on the back end, right? You haven't accounted for saving up to upgrade your equipment. Like, again, what are your goals? Is it your goal to always be working just from a converted Epson printer that only prints 8.5 inches wide? What happens when you want to upgrade to that printer that prints 13 inches wide? Where that money gonna come from? Because that $15 is what you needed to help you pay your light bill, your water bill, you get your bundles, get your shoes, get your this, get your that. So where is the money to help your business grow? Where's that money? Where's that coming from when you want to get that printer? Because it doesn't change it. If I print an 8.5 by 14 sheet of paper on a 2720, or if I print it on my 7210, that paper still costs the same amount. But the difference was that printer and being able to have the ability to print 13 by 19, but that paper is still going to be the same. The amount of ink that's used is still going to be the same. The shirt that I use is still going to be the same. It doesn't matter which printer I printed it from. But if I want to now get up to the 24-inch printer, the 36-inch printer, where's that money coming from? Oh, y'all listen to them people that say, oh, you're going to just be able to get business credit, huh? And y'all forget that you still got to pay business. You got it when you get business credit, you got it, you leased it, you financed it, you still got to pay that. Where is that money going to come from for you to pay that bill? You have, because in your pricing, you just said, I want to take the materials times 3. Okay, or times 4. So that 2 to 4, what is that taking care of? Is it going to help you grow and scale your business? No. What are your goals? That is what's going to help you determine your pricing. And when you know your goals, when you know what it costs to run a business, you won't allow anyone to nickel and dime you. Because if you allow them to nickel and dime you, you are going to price it for them. But then on the back end, you are suffering because now you don't have the money to take care of business and to keep your business going. So you helping them, but it's not helping you. Make sense? Y'all with me? GP, are you with me? Or have I lost you? Have I scared you? There she goes, stepping on toes again. Have I scared you a little bit? It's not so cut and dry, is it? I've seen a lot of people talk about pricing and how to break it down, but it's not so cut and dry, is it? Or your printer's not printing and you have to have help. Exactly. You need 2 or 3 printers. Yep, sometimes that's what you need. Makes perfect sense. Yep, whole lot of sense to me. So it's not making sense to anybody over here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll give you guys a minute. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. See, I had to do we had someone that it was returned to sender, so we have to create a whole new order to create a new shipping label. So makes sense, and I agree, makes a lot of sense. All right, let's see. It's cut and dry when you multiply by 2.5. Is that really cut and dry? Because if you multiply by 2.5, are you making any money? It's cut and dry for you to make a sale. So to take your supplies and just multiply it by 2.5, but really that's not even cut and dry, because most of you guys, when you go and you say, okay, take it and multiply it by 2.5, all you are going to do is say, okay, well, it cost me $5 for this. You're going to do that $7.35 and you're going to multiply that by 2.5. But if you're somebody that ships out, don't you think you should have accounted for your poly mailer, your box, your, whatever it is that your plastic bag that you're going to put it in? Do you account for the fact that you got business cards and you're putting 2, 3, 4, 5 business cards? And yeah, you might think, oh, the business card only cost me 5 cents. Well, if you put 5 of them in there, that's still money. All these thank you cards, whether you got them printed yourself or if you are trying to print them yourself. So we go and we think, oh, I'm just doing it myself. You know how to make paper. You know how to make sticker paper. You know how to make cardstock. You producing cardstock. You producing ink. Somehow you hit a button. You hit your head like this, and this body that you don't have to pay for is spit out a label. It spit out a thank you card that it was no money involved. So what are we multiplying by 2.5? Because in order to if you're going to do that, every single thing that you have to swipe a card, type in a card number to purchase or give cash to purchase for it to go from your workspace to your customer is what you better be calculating and multiplying by 2.5. If you want to get it, even if you just want to get it done, you still have to know what you should be calculating to get that first number to multiply by 2.5. Do I have a video that goes over sublimation costs? I just gave it to you. So you can either go off of this, because I just broke it down, or you can attend the sublimation, that one. And it's still, that one's going to be kind of a general, it's going to help you break it down. But there are so many factors, right? So let's say you have what they call a gang sheet and you can fit multiple on there. All right, well, it's a little bit different if you have a small format printer, you can only fit so many on there versus, okay, now I have a 13 by 19 print and I can print a whole bunch of them on there. So if I can fit 10, so let's say we said the 8.5 by 14 was 34 cents. But if I can fit 10 different designs on there, so we're going to go, but now that becomes 3 cents, or 10. That now becomes 3 cents per image, not 34 cents per image. That's if we were just doing one. So you have to learn how to do the math. And the other part of getting a good handle of your pricing is y'all trying to do team too much. You trying to figure out how to price 50 products and you just started. Where I can go and it's like, okay, if I'm going to stick to these products, I can master the pricing for this. I'm going to get it going. I'm able to price, and then I can add on things. The problem is every single blank that y'all see, y'all want to jump on it, and you haven't figured out basic pricing for just one thing and how to really calculate that. So now you're thinking, I don't have the time to calculate. I'm selling 50 different things. I ain't got time to calculate individually for all of this. Ain't no way that I can just kind of have just this one magical price. No, it don't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Many will have you to believe that it works that way. You got to be, if you are somebody that wants cut and dry and you want a magical number, I am not the person for you to follow. I am not the person for you to consider to be your coach, your guru, your professor. My classes are not going to be the ones for you if you are just looking for something quick, simple, and easy, and you're going to still be complaining about making money weeks and years from now. You're going to be 5 years in still asking why I'm not making money. You're going to be 5 years in and still asking people in groups, oh, I got this order. How much should I charge for it? If that's what you are, that's what you're about, I suggest my numbers drop right now. I'm okay with the numbers dropping because this is not the video for you. My classes are not the classes for you. I am not the business coach for you if you're looking for somehow to have a magic number that's going to apply to everything. If you are somebody that doesn't want to do work. You don't want to calculate anything. You don't want to do the math. I hated math in school. I don't want to do math now. Bye. This ain't for you. This is not for you. She says, yes, ma'am, that damn pricing will take you out. She says, you always make sense. The math be math and one should get it done, right? The profits be profited. One should do it right. Okay. Materials cost a whole lot, plus my time. I charge everybody, friends, family, doesn't matter who you are, I charge. And as well as, and you should. I break down the cost of everything from the heat pressing, the cameo cutting. Then I do a 30 to 50% markup. Everything, everybody got to get paid. Amen. I haven't even talked about markup. I haven't even talked about that. I had a customer who wanted 8 tumblers for Christmas, did not give him a discount. I charged him what I charged and he purchased them. Yeah. I mean, when you don't have to worry about it, you can stand on it. Most times people make these decisions as far as discounts because they don't see the needle moving as far as the sales. You end up doing the discounts out of desperation. Well, I need to do something to entice people to buy. That's a lot for most people. A lot of the times, even for big companies, that is where a lot of discounts and things come in. Some people do it strategically based off of high purchase seasons, and they want to encourage people to buy. And then some people do it out of desperation, and you will offer discounts and offer all these bundles and offer them the world to entice them. And you are doing more work. You are doing overtime for less pay. If on a corporate job, you would not go and do overtime work for the same pay, technically less, you want that. Like, what if your employer asks you, you ain't got no discount code for your salary? I need you to work an extra 8 hours, but I can't pay you for them extra 8 hours. You ain't got no discount code that I can use to not pay you your full price, like your full salary? That is what you are doing. Like, essentially, we think, oh, because it's our business, right? Oh, I can do this. But would you allow your bosses, oh, well, you feel like, well, no, I can't do, well, they got money. So heck no, I'm not going to give them no discount on my salary. Like, I'm not going to give them discounts on my pay. You darn sure should be doing yours because you ain't got the millions. You're not up there. But every time you give a discount and you have not really thought about that, if you haven't built that discount, anyone that's ever been in my profit by the numbers, so I'm not giving y'all all those gems. There's a certain way for your discounts and how that should be built into your pricing. Inflation built into your pricing so that you're not taking this major hit once those things change. But are you really wanting to learn how to run a business? Or if you just want to learn how to hustle, you just want to be able to make a sale. Making a sale is different from making a profit, is different from running a business. What is that you want to do? I'm asking y'all before I go on and give you anything else. What are you here for? Are you here to make a sale, make a profit, or have a successful business? Make a sale, make a profit, or have a successful business. What are you on this live to do? You want information on this live to learn how to do what? All right, you said profit me, please. That means you don't want a business. And see, that is key, right? So over here, I see a lot of successful businesses because that means that you understand that Simply making a profit is just making a sale on steroids. You can make a profit, but how successful is your business going to be if that's all, if you're just making a profit on just that thing? You haven't developed the skills to have a successful business and price properly where you're going to be able to make your business sustainable. When it comes to certain things that you have to um like you have to make certain changes and upgrades and you're ready to scale, because when you have to start thinking about more than just liability insurance, and you have to have property insurance, you got to have owner's insurance, and there's all these other things. A successful business have all of these different factors. At some point you are going to realize that you cannot do it yourself, and just like every other business out there that has employees to help it be a well-oiled machine, somebody to answer phones, process orders, process shipping, and you have to pay for them. But if you only priced based off of little old you and how you can make money, you'll never be able to scale. Or you're going to have to go back through this again and be scratching your head and have a headache trying to figure out, well, how in the heck do I hire staff? How do I pay anybody? How do I scale? All right, so I see a couple of them: successful business, have a successful business, have a successful business, have a successful business. Oh no, I like all the caps. Lets me know you, hey, I'm on it. Have a successful business, successful business. Okay, so y'all on it, y'all on it. All right, I like it, I like it, I like it, I love it, I love it. Successful business, because the sale and profit will come if it's successful. Okay, exactly. Um, Well, that's not what this live was about. When you asked on the other one, I went off of there. I would say make sure that you're pressing to the right side. So I wasn't answering that one intentionally because this was not about that. Amen. You don't want to get your pay from your job discounted. Why should I want mine discounted? You on it, Professor. Amen. I'm telling y'all. I tell my son all the time he is undercharging $13. Yeah, he's definitely undercharging for tumblers. I'm at $13. Most people won't tell won't tell them what most people won't tell you what they charge. I mean, I have a website, so it's gonna just be on there. Those who are in business, that's if you're in business, your pricing should be like it should just be there. That's like going into Walmart, picking up something off the shelves, and you don't find out how much it's going to cost until you get to the register. Who shops like that? I don't understand this culture of not wanting to tell people what the prices are. If you go and it's like, you can at least have, what is your starting price? So someone even knows if I go and I tell you my prices start at my shirts start at $50. Oh, that's too rich for my blood. I'm looking for somebody cheaper. Don't be offended if they can't afford the quality of what you do. It's okay. They want the generic stuff. I'm not going to go there. I'll say it in private. I'm not going to say it on the live video, but on Saturday, I'll share something with you guys. But if you go and you say, well, my shirts start at for the cheapest, the least expensive, it's just the lowest cost shirt I provide. If it starts at 50 and you're looking for a $10 shirt, I can't help you. Get somebody else to do it. Go find somebody else. Nope, I'm not coming down. Did you not hear me? My least expensive shirt. Our shirts start at $50. If that's the case for you, you may have different options. You may have a shirt that starts at, like, you can do a shirt that's $15. It starts at 15, but it's going to be the one with the Jet Pro 3G. It's like, hey, I'm not cutting anything. You're going to get a box and that shirt going to be $15. If that's all you got, this is what you get. But these type shirts start at this. You got to have some sort of pricing. You have to have a pricing for, just shirts in general. If somebody wants a birthday shirt, if it's a certain type of design, hey, all of these shirts cost this amount. Because you don't shop that way. You don't go pick something off the shelf and you find out the price once you get to the register. I don't understand what the issue is. If you want to offer somebody a discount, another free gem for you, what I do is I show them and I tell them what the actual price is. And if I'm going to give you a discount, it is going to be itemized. It's going to be a line item for what that discount is, why you have that discount. Is it a first time? Is it a loyalty discount? It is a bulk or whatever it is. There's going to be a line item for that discount. But you best to believe you're going to know how much this shirt costs. So when you go tell somebody else, don't give them this final price because, baby, that ain't the price. They're going to think you a liar. And they might have thinking I'm lying, but no, this is the price. So I always give you the price, and then the line item is going to be for the discount. So that's another little free gem for you. Working towards a successful business. I have to rewatch this again because those gems went a little fast for me and I want to learn how to do pricing. I think I'm going to sign up for Saturdays for the seminar on Saturday. Definitely sign up for that seminar on Saturday. How do you complete all these how do you compete with all of these non-business individuals that aren't paying taxes, just selling generic junk? You don't. That is the problem. You guys are thinking about your pricing and because of what they're doing. Their overhead is different from yours. I have told you guys this before. I know of someone who runs a business and the majority of the things that they sell or that they provide within their business is provided by a booster. Somebody was going out and stealing some stuff. So it ain't costing her much of nothing. So she is able to price a certain way because it's 5-finger discounts. There are some people who they gonna go in the store and steal what they need to be able to make certain things. So for them, they charge $20. It's a straight $20 profit because they ain't paid nothing for it. They stole it. They took that risk. So I don't concern myself with what a non-business person does. If somebody wants to do business with them, you cannot change their mind. If they feel like it doesn't matter what you do, you can be the best at what you do. But if they don't have the money because you are insistent on marketing to people who don't have disposable income, who will never see the value in paying that type of money for a shirt, if that is who you consistently market to, then you are the problem. And you need a reality check. You have to be honest with yourself that you are marketing to people who don't want to pay a certain amount. So either you're going to adjust your pricing and adjust your structure, you're going to be willing to take that hit on how much profit you make and how much how much work you're going to have to do to reach your financial goals, or you're going to have to put in the work to market to others, which into a different demographic, which means your marketing may change. Maybe the audience who's going to pay your pricing doesn't live on social media. They're not on TikTok. They're not on Facebook or looking at YouTube. Maybe you're going to have to do something different to be able to market and to cater to them. But those who are non-business, that ain't none of my business. I don't care what you are doing or not doing. All I am concerned with is knowing what my overhead is. What do I need to be able to run a business and still pay my household, like be able to pay me to take care of my household needs and wants. I don't care what other people do. I focus on my numbers and my numbers only. Oh yeah, a whole booster. And I knew the booster. She's not living anymore, but knew the booster. Wait. What did I miss? What seminar on Saturday? So if you are just joining, I will post the link again. This was just kind of hey, these are some ideas that you have to think about when it comes to pricing. If you just want to figure it out based off of materials, you can calculate every single thing. Okay. I would not go as far as calculating, like, trying to figure out exactly how much ink, unless you kind of want to do that. You've monitored how long it takes before it runs out and you do the math. But you'll just kind of take those, what we call non-chargeables, and you will say, okay, if I have to buy a thing every 6 months or whatever, like you can just kind of just put a dollar amount to it. It might be 10 cents per print, it might be more, but you can go and just say, like, you just have to kind of, that's more of a guesstimate as far as like ink based off of like the different pages. I will provide, I have done the math. I have monitored my prints, and this will be based off of my 77, 10s, and 20. So on Saturday, I will give you guys, and you can choose to use that as your example. And in all fairness, my price for ink is a little bit different because I own the company, but I have broken it down based off of what our prices are. So if you're buying your ink and paper from somewhere else, my numbers might be a little bit off for you. But if you are using Honestly Speaking products, that will be a no, or even if you're not, it's going to be a great starting point, because on Saturday, I'm going to give you what my breakdown is for ink. And I'll tell you, and I'll give you, a breakdown of how I determine that. And so you can utilize those numbers for your different projects if you need to. But on Saturday, I am having a pricing for profit seminar. It is going to be a minimum of 3 hours. It's going to start at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The cost is $53.65. So look, I get people that tell me all the time, Shakia, you are not priced high enough. Your knowledge, your expertise, you need to charge more. However, how I market and who I market to, it's a lot of people who are kind of beginners, new. It's like, I'm at the point, like, I want to make money, and I know I need this information, but I don't know if I have it. I already know this. I know this about my core audience and me doing a lot of things via social media. I'm not the one that's going out and doing all these major speaking engagements, and I'm getting all dolled up in suits and stuff and being in the rooms where people are wanting to get this information, but they also don't mind spending top dollar. I'm just not at that point yet, right? Don't know if I ever want to be at that point, because sometimes those people aren't fun. They're kind of boring. So I like my audience. I like my tribe. Or if you didn't see my image, that was like a year and a half in the making. It's like a little peacock, and they're called, when you have a group of them, there's a couple of different words. I don't like the other ones. I like a pride, kind of like, a pride of when it comes to like the Lion King and all that stuff. So I like my tribe and my pride of people. So I like to keep my prices affordable to where I can make a profit, and it's going to be worthwhile for me, but it's also not going to break you guys, to where $53.65 for some, I know that can still be a lot. But if you take it seriously and you apply what I say in this seminar, you're going to be able to make that back in no time, because you're going to understand how to properly price. Now, getting the customers to pay it, that's something totally different. Now, y'all can't say I want to know how to price, but think that my strategy for pricing is wrong because your customers are not paying it. Now, that's something totally different. Learning to price and finding the audience and the customers that are going to pay it, that's different. They are not one and the same. This is to teach you how to properly price based off of your current needs, your current structure, your processes, and things like that. That is what this is for. It is not a session for marketing. I'm just letting you know. Okay. I will have a successful business because you teach us everything we need to know. But it is up to me to learn what you teach and put it in action. Again, Professor, you know yo ish. Thank you for that. All right. But yes, it is $53.65. It is on Saturday. You can go to the website to sign up. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be a minimum of 3 hours for this pricing seminar. If you are currently enrolled in the Creative business program. You do not have to purchase this. Now, if you want to go and just send your girl a little tip or something, I mean, you can. But if you're already in the Creative Business Program, the 3-month program, this is included for you. You don't have to pay for it again. But for everyone else, you want to attend it on Saturday, it is $53.65. And you can go right to our website and enroll. So, been on for an hour and a half. Let's go ahead and kind of bring this back again. If you're just joining, when it comes to pricing, you have to determine what your goals are in what you're doing. Are you pricing just to make a sale? Are you pricing to make a profit? Or are you pricing so that you can build a sustainable and profitable and successful business? The first part, no matter what you're trying to do, is you're going to have to take the time to break down your raw material cost. There's a thing called chargeables and non-chargeables. Chargeables would be the actual shirt. It can be the paper because, you have, the actual paper would be like one for a shirt, or you can really break that down. And then your non-chargeables in that would be your butcher paper, your tape. Let's kind of even say we're about to hit grad season, right? Grad fans. I get a lot of questions about that, like, right? Grad fans. So if it was a grad fan, your chargeables would be your paper, your sticks. So like the printed paper on the front, if you're going to do a double paper on the back, and then your stick. Those would be your chargeables. Your non-chargeables would be the ink, your glue gun, your glue sticks. So your ink, your glue gun, your glue sticks would be your non-chargeables for those as far as raw material costs. And you can kind of just figure that in depending on how efficient of a heat glue gun that you have, what type of sticks do you buy. If you buy cheaper sticks, I buy quality. I use SureBonder. They are absolutely amazing. If you are someone that uses what's it called, Gorilla Glue, or you just use the AdTech, which leaves those, it dries really fast. You feel those little bumps, like it's not quality. You're going to have to determine, that based off of what you spend for it and what the quality is. When I use that bad boy back here, this ain't your average. This ain't your average glue gun. Okay? It costs a little money for this thing right here. Okay? It also is 300 watts, which means it draws a little bit more electricity than those little ones that's like 60 or whatever. This sucker get hot, and I do mean hot. However, I have longer working time with this. I have good glue sticks. So my pricing, and when I'm pricing stuff and it's like, well, dang, they charging $5 for it. Some people don't care. That's the other part we're going to talk about. There are going to be certain items where, as a customer, I don't care about all. Look, I don't give a damn about none of that ish. They don't care about what glue gun you use. They don't care if it's nice and smooth, because look, I'm going to use this at this graduation for all of 20 minutes for this graduation, because it's going to sit in my lap. In all honesty, it's going to sit in my lap, the majority of it, until them 2 seconds where they call my baby name, and I'm going to go, wow, and it's going to go back in my lap. Then once it's over with, we're going to take some pictures. I'm going to go like this and blah, 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 blah. So this might see the light of day for a good 30 minutes. And a lot of people, it's going to go in the car. Then it's like after a couple days, couple weeks, why is it still in here? And it might hit the trash. I don't need it to be super, super fancy. It's not a keepsake for me. I'm not going to go and put this on a mantle. I'm not going to go and make sure that this stays pristine. I mean, I might let the baby play with it. The baby might color on it. Certain things people are not going to put value in it. So you might feel like, well, I'm using the best quality paper. I'm using the best inks. I'm using the best ink setting. I put all this in there to where I use the best glue. And so you're like, I don't put all this greatness into this. Them people don't care. So when it comes to that, that's where you might have a good, better, best option. You're going to have a economy version of it where it's a single layer. I'm not covering up no stick in the back. I might even just staple like little old school church fans. I'm not finna glue, not a nary a thing. I'm finna get me a stapler. You're gonna get a staple at the top, a staple at the bottom. And it's gonna be like that. You ain't gonna really have no. Do you want it to give you some wind because your baby graduation outside and you live in Miami and you need a little bit of wind behind it? Or, or you might be going through the change and it's inside of a building, you want a little bit of wind behind it? Or is it just something to, show, my baby, it's just their face on it. I'm good with one layer, a little stick on the back, because I just need something just to take a picture with. So you may want to have an economy version and something that is more of a keepsake. You're putting a forth effort. That's the problem sometimes too, right? We think, well, it represents my brand. I need to have the best of the best, but they don't give a damn about that. So you doing all this work and you wondering why they're not biting at it, because it's like, girl, all I need is a paper and some stick. Girl, if you don't sell me the little $5 version, no, I don't need the $14 version. No, I just need something to wave so my baby know in the crowd these people where I'm at. So this is one of the reasons why, like, you're thinking, oh, I spent all this time design. Don't I care about that? Like, I'm being real. Don't nobody care about none of that. But for me personally, I cannot ever deal with, I don't been through a lot of glue guns. This has been around for now 2-3 years. Still going strong. Whereas before this, I felt like I was buying a new glue gun every single month. Anybody got time for that? So I finally invested in a glue gun that cost me about, how much was this thing? Was this like $70? When I got it, I think it's like, but yeah, there was one of them I was about to buy. It was about to be $100 for a really good glue gun. So, you have to think about those things when you're pricing, and calculate all, like, those would just be your non-chargeable things. And then you have to think about your design. Did you just get a template and all you're doing is taking their picture and dropping it in there? Do you want to have a setup fee because you still have to go in and maybe edit their picture, remove the background? You're going to have to change all these colors out. One of the ways that you might be able to avoid doing that and like having to constantly keep changing colors out, you may want to market for certain schools, right? I kept vinyl based off of certain sports teams. And anyone else, if I had to buy vinyl just for you, my prices changed a little bit because I now have to buy supplies that I may not use again because I buy vinyl by the roll. So if you're doing like, you really want to focus on your local schools, creating those templates where you already know, like, do the research now, get all the mascots for your local schools, know the colors, set your templates up with them to where when it's time to create them, all you're doing, like literally all you're doing is changing the name, and that's it. Putting the picture in there, changing the name, you print it out, but you have to do the work. It seems like more work when you're doing it order for order. Make sense? Like, what is your process? That's also going to it's not going to change how you price, but it's going to affect your mindset of, am I making enough? So, calculate your raw material cost, figure out how much you want to pay yourself based off of your experience is where you're going to start at. And then when it comes to your markup, you're going to want to price it to where if you mess up anything, so it might be your raw cost times 2.5. That's just really covering materials. And of course, if you don't need it, that money now goes towards your business to help build up, your, I guess you say savings and like your revenue and the money that you have to run business. And then you attach your fee because you are an employee, or you should be working for your business. You are not the business. The business is here. You are here. The business has to pay you. This is why you created a business name. Your name is still such and such. So the business will pay you. So you have to account how much you want to get paid. So that's going to be some of the ways to determine your prices. And if your process is the same for the tumblers, if you're going out and you're buying files, it won't change. So once you determine it for one, it's going to be the price for all of your tumblers, all of your fans. Your shirts, it might just be different on if you're doing front and back, if you're doing vinyl versus sublimation, but you got to do the math. If you don't want to do math, you're never going to determine your prices. If you came on here thinking that I was going to say, okay, yep, you're just going to charge this for shirts, I cannot say that. My design's dope, okay? Had my family like, man, I want that, compared to what some of the other stuff that they had. It's totally different. Oh, it's like, what the heck is that? So designs matter. And whether or not people really, really want that design, and you can charge top tier dollars for that. Okay. But I'm going to fully break this down in a minimum of 3-hour pricing seminar on Saturday. The cost is $53.65. And you can go to our website to sign up for that. If you're just looking to make a sale, raw cost times 2.5 plus your fee. If you are doing business, you're going to have to take the time to calculate your overhead. What is the budget for your business monthly? What can you realistically create and do within a week's time, so that you know how many items can you create? Do you have expenses like paying employees? It's still a part of like your overhead. If you have to pay for a storage space and this, that, and the third, what is it? Then it's like, what are your goals? In 6 months to a year, I want to be able to buy a DTF printer, a white toner printer. I want to upgrade from a 15 by 15 to a 16 by 20. So you're going to have to know what is it that you plan to do for the year, so you can build that budget. So now I know that I have to make this number of sales to be able to pay for these things by the end. I get these things that I want by the end of the year. Because if not, you're going to constantly be using your pay, like your money from your regular 9 to 5 to pay your business. But then you know what you're not doing? At some point, it is a loan. If your personal finances are paying for things for your business, you should consider that to be, you are a bank to your business. And at some point, your business needs to pay you back that $700 that you spent on that printer. So you got to price properly so that your business can handle that debt, because your business would then be indebted to you because you had to take money from your household money to buy this $700 printer. But it's all about your mindset that you have for business and whether or not you really want a successful business or not. All right. I've been on for 2 hours. Damn, an hour and 53 minutes. You guys have 7 minutes, probably say 10 minutes for me to answer questions. So I would say about 3 to 5 questions max. So go ahead, type in your questions, and I will answer 3 to 5 questions max, or 10 minutes, whichever comes first. Thank you, Cora. Oh, speaking of which, and it's only because her name has all over T, I will tell you this. If you are somebody that wants to do all over t-shirts, yet you have a small format printer and you are piecing things together, your prices, well, you can charge the same price as someone with a large printer and a large heat press. However, you still gonna feel like it's not enough. You cannot go and charge people more than what a standard all over shirt, like someone who has the proper equipment, you cannot charge more for your all over shirt just because it took you 30,000 more steps. That is one of the downsides of it. Your goal now would be, because you are losing money and time doing it the piece together way. Why you're wanting to do it that way, I have no idea why. But if that's the thing, then now you should be budgeting and planning to figure out how to get that large format printer and press that you can do it the proper way. So those of you who keep asking me how much you charge for all the shirt, but you piece it together, I'm going to tell you right now, I never give you a price because it's just kind of pointless to be doing that. You're never going to make the amount of money that is equivalent to the amount of time and headache that it takes to piece together an all over shirt. She says, I will see you on Saturday. I'm sure you'll answer my questions then. Most likely will. Never leave any stone unturned. Thank you for all of this much needed info. So no questions from me, from TikTok or from Facebook or YouTube. Last call for questions. Last call for questions. All righty. I got here late per usual, so I'm not sure which we were talking about pricing and how to determine the best pricing structure for your needs for your products and or services. You guys never have to ask me about a class being recorded. Every last class, every session, every training, every seminar, every boot camp taught by 365 Creative Academy comes with unlimited lifetime access to the playbacks for that particular course, training, class, seminar, or boot camp. Off subject, do I have a DTF printer? Do you like it? No, I do not have a DTF printer. I have no desire to get a DTF printer outside of, I'll probably be able to do DTF prints once we get our DTG printer. I do want one of those, and we're getting one of those, but I have no desire to do DTF. For me, DTF really isn't this game changer. I know a lot of different methods and it has its place, but it's not this game changer for me. If I need them, I will order them. I have ordered DTF prints twice. Yes, and that's it. So it's not this big game changer for me. Thanks. I thought that, but I wasn't sure. Happy anniversary. Purchasing the seminar, so I'm sure I will have questions. Not sure what that was, but thank you. So yeah, we're talking about pricing. Hey, Lady Shakia, will this be posted afterwards? I'm in my OT and I'm just grabbing bits and pieces. Of course. So you can go over to YouTube. That's where it will live, forever. I haven't been doing it because, had a busy 2 weeks with some things that happened last week. But remember, on Facebook, the recordings will eventually come down, but you're going to be able to find everything over on the YouTube channel. Why is pricing so difficult for so many? Because of what we talked about today. Like, it's the headache of it. They don't want to think about all of the different things. They don't want to, most people aren't really doing the math part. A lot of people try to shy away from math and really breaking it down. It becomes overwhelming thinking about all of these different numbers and then putting them together. For a lot of people, it becomes difficult, also because of them not knowing who their target audience is, and they're trying to price it based off of like what they feel like it should cost, but they're marketing and they're selling to people who don't see that value. So they're questioning their pricing because it's like, okay, well, no one's buying it. So they're thinking that they're priced wrong because it's like, okay, well, I priced it for this. I know what it takes, whatever. But everybody always tells me that, it costs, I'm charging too much. Such and such has it for this. And they're concerned about people saying that. And they're thinking that they're overpriced because of what somebody else does. And they're not concerned about their own business and sticking to their guns because they understand the mission, they understand the goal, they understand the plan. So that's why it's not that it becomes difficult to price. They're not confident in how they are pricing. They're not confident in their business. They're not confident on the quality and standing on that and not being moved by somebody else's opinion and what they think that it should cost. It's not that pricing is difficult. Telling someone no becomes difficult for people. Turning down a job becomes difficult because in their mind, it's, well, I'd rather make any type of money, and you really aren't making money. Again, pricing is not difficult. Pricing really isn't difficult. It's basic math. Pricing is based off of math that you learned at whatever elementary school you went to. Because in elementary school, you learned about basic arithmetic. You learned about adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So everything that you need for pricing, you have had since you were in elementary school. All right. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Oh, what I just said? Oh, sorry. She had asked over this. She said totally agreed. Yeah. But I'm glad that that you felt it. Hopefully it'll stick with you and you guys master this pricing. You're not going to let anyone steer you from what you know needs to be done for your business. The same way, and in the same token, I have people that tell me all the time that I need to charge more. But I know what my goal is. I know what my mission is. I know who my target audience is. And I am not one that's worried about making $1 million off of 1,000 people. I want to reach the masses. And somebody said, well, if you reach the masses and you're charging more, you can make more money. It's never really been about money for me. Yes, I know I need money to survive in this, in this economy, but I rather make mine off of teaching 20,000 versus just 2,000 or just 200 and charging this crazy amount. So when you know what your purpose is, what your mission is, what your goals are, when you know the vision, when you have your mission, your vision statement, your mission statement, you have branded properly, you know what your brand stands for, you are going to stand confidently on whatever pricing structure and price points you choose for your business. All right. Thank you for your time and knowledge about everything we need to know about sublimation and materials we need, colors, hell, everything. Thank you. All right, y'all. Officially, thank you guys so very much. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.